What's up everyone, GCROCK here and welcome to the video. Right now I want to try and persuade people into seeing just how good the next season of The Division 2 is going to be and potentially beyond. The PTS Phase 1 went live 2 weeks ago. We did a 24-hour stream on it and we got blocked by blockers that couldn't enable us to see the true potential of what these modifiers were going to bring. We had a little bit of feedback and they've gone away, they've changed some things, they've rebalanced some things, and it's now perfect. And on PTS Phase 2, they're actually trying to get all these modifiers out to us as quick as possible so we can see just how the full potential of this is going to be. Today I streamed and we saw that. So before we go any further, I want to show you two clips that are hopefully going to ease your mind on these seasonal modifiers. You'll see just how good it can be and just how more powerful you can be. We got a clip of an Eagle Bearer. The Eagle Bearer has never looked better. And then I've got a clip of the M1A rifle doing nearly a 10mm crit solo with no team buffs or anything like that. So watch these clips, and then what I'm going to be doing after that is we're going to be talking about this new system, these new modifiers, and exactly what it is, because loads of my questions today in stream, a lot of people are still confused. They don't know what's going on, so we're going to go over the new system in full. Watch these clips.
Moving to cover you.
There you division. Let's clear these streets.
Thanks, up. Stay back.
Look at that damage on the body with that modifier on. You gotta hit heads with that. Need to get a headshot, so the automatic don't really work for that. Is that it? That was a non-crit. 7.3 on a crit with that on. That's wow. I do. 1.4. 3.9 non-crit.
We can use its drones to locate and neutralize Keener. Defend it.
8.3.
Razorback detected.
Yeah.
Weak points detected.
9.9. He wasn't even... Oh, I've got long range. Got a long range kill. Now, surely you can't tell me that you did not like the looks of what you just seen in those two clips there. It's absolutely insane. Like, I did an Eagle Bearer. It was like I was running with a Lady Death. The Eagle Bearer was firing at a huge fire rate. And then the M1A, the 9mm headshot. It's just insane. And I'm going to show you exactly how you kind of get that to happen. But first, I wanted to discuss, as we just mentioned, the modifiers and how this seasonal modifier system works in its entirety. So I'm going to explain this now just because so many people had questions today, and I said I'd make a video later and explain it to you. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then after that, I'll show you how I had it set up to get what you just seen and explain how all that worked. So the modifier system, seasonal modifiers. When you start a new season now on The Division 2, this will be the next season. Might be some tweaks still. Bear that in mind because this is still PTS Phase 2. But you're going to have this icon here on your loadout. So you got your specialization. Right next to that is your seasonal modifier. You're going to go into that. And every new season is now going to have a global modifier. So next season, Season 2, we're going to be starting with this global modifier called Point Blank. And you don't even need to do anything with it. You can keep it deactivated and not have to worry about this system at all. So it's currently activated, but if I wanted to, I could press F and deactivate it. This is now deactivated, and I don't need. I can just play the game as I normally do. So people that are really concerned about this, then don't have it on. Just have it off, and you can do the whole season, the whole game, how you do now, with no modifiers or anything like that. But judging by those clips, I think you're probably going to want to turn this on because it's really, really fun. So the global modifier next season, as we said, is point blank, and how this works is there are going to be 3 range zones with variable distances, and they're short, medium, or long. So very simple, yeah, short range, medium range, long range. And depending on the distance that you are to the target, weapon damage is amplified by a fixed percentage. So if you're short range, it's amplified by 1.2%, I think that means, or it's 1.2 times. These numbers are quite confusing, but more damage at short range, basically, yeah. Medium range is 1.35 times, and long range is 1.5 times. No bonus is applied past the distance threshold, so 1.5 times at long range is the maximum you're going to get at the base modifier. So 1.5 times, I actually think that's 50% extra damage. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments there. I'm not 100% on these numbers. That's what it looks like. It's 1.5 damage, right? So when you're aiming at enemies now, you're going to have a little range sort of UI system going on. You're going to see what range you're at. You'll be either in blue for short, yellow for medium, or you're going to be in red for long. And the enemies will highlight as well. If they're at short range, they'll highlight blue, medium yellow. If they're long range, I'll highlight red. So that's the global modifier, and that's how that works for the entire season. All of season 2, you're going to be able to use this modifier if you want to. But as you play season 2, you are going to have to deal with hostile modifiers as well. And we can go into hostile modifiers and we can take a quick look at these. There's 4 in total. We've got Recrutal, we've got Stellite Coating, Terrify, and Master of None. So these are the 4 different icons. The most annoying ones for me were Master of None and Stellite Coating. Stellite Coating in phase 1 of the PTS was absolutely terrible. They've rejigged this now and it's much more manageable. So much better. I'd say the worst one right now for me is Master of None. If 4 or 5 enemies of these spawn at the same time and have shock ammo, it's an absolute nightmare. But let me explain quickly how these work. So Recrutal, basically, if an enemy has this above their head, shooting at them at mid-range, so if they're yellow and you're in that mid-range bracket, you're going to take damage off of them. So you need to be careful of that. If you see this icon, you're going to want to get short range or you're going to want to get long range to deal with them. This icon here, Master of None, this is basically specific enemies are equipped with incendiary ammo while in short range, shock ammo while in long range. So this is quite annoying. So if enemies are close to you, they're putting you on fire. If they're far away from you and they're at long range, they're going to be shocking you. Very annoying, but not too bad. You can manage it. I did rage a little. I won't lie. I raged a little today with this, but I don't think it needs changing. Maybe not have a whole wave of enemies on a level mission, whatever, all have this. That might be ideal, but it's not the end of the world if they do. This one here is Terrify. With this, every hit from the enemy will steal 5% of your movement speed for 10 seconds. So this one I don't even notice. You'll see this icon now and then. You don't see it that often, but that's taking your movement speed away from you. And then you have this one. When you see this icon above an enemy's head, they're going to have a mark corresponding to a specific range zone. In phase 1, you had to work out what that was. In PTS phase 2, they fixed it now, so the icon above their heads will be the range that you need to shoot them at to deplete the shield, because they're going to have a shield, and while they got the shield on, they'll be taking 60% less damage, and you need to get rid of that shield by shooting that shield in the correct range zone. So if the icon's red, you got to shoot it at long range, yellow medium range, blue short range. Get rid of the shield, kill the enemy as normal, or kill them with 60% less damage with the shield. That's how that works. So enemies are going to have these modifiers, and they can prove a little bit difficult at times. They definitely challenge you, and they challenge you to play the game a little bit different. You've got to rethink your positioning. It's actually really fun now. This is much better than how they had it in phase 1 of the PTS. I felt in phase 1, what I did a lot of the time was I deactivated, because I was getting really wound up with it. I wasn't really enjoying it because of the hostile modifiers, and I played, I'm going to say, a majority of PTS phase 1 without modifiers on because it was just so annoying. However, today with the readjustments 100% staying on at all times. Now, not only that, you've got your hostile modifiers, you've got your global modifier, you then have modifiers that you can unlock. And I want to talk quickly about how you can unlock them right now. In the PTS anyway, if you bring up the new season menu, we have the seasonal journey and priority objectives. Priority objectives, by the way, are very, very fun. Really enjoy this system. But the journey is the new system where you start a new season, you're going to have tasks to do and journey missions, starting from journey mission 1 all the way to journey mission 7. And while you go through these journey missions and you complete objectives, you'll get rewards. And as you get to like journey mission 4, some of those rewards will be some mods. You'll see an active modifier mod unlock called Reversal there. And then for journey mission 5, you get Prime Time. For journey mission 6, you get All Out. And then that's it. So you get 3 active modifiers through the journey missions that you're going to unlock as you go. So you want to focus on these, and you can focus on these at your own pace. You can go through all these from start to finish on day 1 if you've got enough time and if they can be done like that. Or you can take your time and do them throughout the season. There's some other good rewards there like exotic components, exotic caches, and when you complete all of these, there's a new mask by the looks of it called Carmine Mask. So definitely worth doing. But also you have priority objectives, and for the PTS phase 2, what they did was they put rewards as modifiers as rewards quite frequently, so we were able to get a lot of modifiers tested today because of this. And all you'll do with these is you'll pick different objectives to get rewards. The 3 I'm getting offered right now, I could get resources, I can get e-credits, or I can get season pass XP. I don't want any of them, so what I'm going to do is re-roll, and hopefully they'll offer me a modifier. And there we go. This time I can either get a modifier for an activity in Washington DC, I can get an exotic item from an open world activity in DC, or I could play a stronghold and get a modifier as a reward for that. So if I pick one of these now, I will unlock a new modifier that I haven't unlocked yet. So let's say we want to do the activity. I'm going to decrypt that. Duration's medium. I'm then locked in, and I've got to complete 2 countdown objectives, and I'm going to get the quicken modifier. I actually shown you a clip last week of the quicken modifier in action. It's very, very good. We'll take a look now at all the modifiers again and what all this means. So that's how you unlock them all through your seasonal journey and priority objectives. And once you've got them unlocked, you can come back here and you can start placing them. So you've got an active modifier slot, and you've got 3 passive modifiers that you can slot in. So if we go to the active modifier, there's going to be 3 for the season, or at least 3 that they've shown us so far. I'm not sure if there'll be more when the season goes live, but you got All Out, Prime Time, and Reversal. Now I'm not going to read through every single one of what these do, but I'm going to read through the one that I used today and I really enjoyed. I used All Out. So how each of these work, all 3 of them, these have to be triggered while you're playing, so they're like an ult. And you have to activate it. So with All Out, when activated, you'll have 10 seconds to eliminate an enemy in any range zone, and then the zone that the enemy was killed in will now count for the full range spectrum, but this effect will slowly decrease, and for each 5% it decreases, you're going to receive 5% increased weapon damage. Eliminating additional enemies restores 2.5% of the effect. Now it might sound a little bit confusing, but I'm going to explain exactly how this works right now, and in a few moments you'll see how this kind of worked in the clip earlier, because basically what it means, if I was to shoot an enemy at close range after I trigger this, so I'm going to trigger it, I have 10 seconds to kill somebody, and I choose to kill someone at close range. Now my whole range spectrum will be close range, whether I am at close range, at medium range, or at long range. I'll get all of my close range buffs. I'll show you some of them right now. So if we go back out, let's actually equip that, because that is something that I used earlier in those clips. And now we're going to go to the passive modifiers, and this is what I mean by buffs. You've got short range modifiers, medium range modifiers, long range modifiers, and multi-zone modifiers. You can only equip 1 multi-zone modifier. You can't equip more, but long range, medium, and short range, you can equip as many as you want. So I could go all 3 short range if I want to, all 3 medium range, all 3 long range if I want to, or I could go 1 multi-zone and a mixture. I'm going to start with a short range one. So again, I'm not going to go through every single one of these. I will quickly just highlight them now as we're talking. So if you do want to just pause the screen at any point just to have a quick read of them, you can do. But I'm going to go over the ones that I use today and what I like the sounds of. And basically how this will work once you've got these all unlocked, you'll just be testing them out and putting the best combination to your playstyle and build together. You might even make builds around this, you know. So anyway, I'm going to start with Impatient. I had this on. So with Impatient at short range, at first it sounds like you don't want this, but when you test it, you really do want it. The effective range is short range, and when you're at short range, you get rate of fire and reload time increased by 30%. And that's why you're seeing that Eagle Bearer just purr at the start in that clip. I'm getting that 30% rate of fire, and I'm getting that 30% reload speed as well for quick reloads. But the magazine size will be reduced by 50%. So that's the like counter to it. But with that reload speed and the rate of fire, I really didn't care. I absolutely loved that. So we're having that on. That's slotted in right away. Next, as we go down, I did try Pressure Piston out. This increases your weapon stability by 60% of your critical hit chance while there are enemies within medium range. So that could work quite well if you're using weapons that need that extra stability, some LMGs or some rifles, things like that. It could be pretty good. I used it for a little bit. It was good. I also used Liability as well, where it's dealing 30% more damage to armored enemies within short range. If you think back to that enemy hostile modifier with the armor, I thought it would help against that. I'm not sure if it did or not. I don't know if it's like enemy armor. It could be enemy armor damage the more I'm thinking about it. So that could actually be real good. I might want to rethink this setup now I'm actually reading that again. But anyway, going on, I had Cold a Week. We didn't really use that. Tapper. This was very good. This is how we got the near 10 million headshot with the M1A. So headshot damage is increased by 150%, but body shots deal greatly reduced damage at long range. You practically tickle them at long range. So when you are in the red, you're not going to do body damage. You've got to aim for the heads, but the heads do a lot more damage. So Tapper is very good. And another one I really liked was a multi-zone one, and I was using Persistence. With this, after every single kill, it granted me one of these buffs depending on what range it was. So if I killed at short range, I got 20% movement speed, which is why I was getting like the Lady Death effect. If I kill at medium range, I'm getting 30% accuracy. If I kill at long range, I'm getting 20% reload speed. These do not stack, they do not refresh. Once you've got it, you've got it. Once it's gone, you need to get it back. And if I was to get another one while another one was active, it would just switch, I believe. But that was another good one, and they were the three that I was using. This was my setup for most of my stream today, and I really liked this. So just to go over it again, I had All Out. When activated, I had 10 seconds to get a kill, and this is how it works. So in that 10 seconds, I would try and get, say, a close range kill if I want to take advantage of my close range buff, because my close range buff, my short range, increases my rate of fire, reload time, and it was just insane. I loved it. So if I could get this active, get that 10 seconds, get a close range kill, every kill I did then, or everyone, would be at close range. Even if they're at medium or long range, they'd be at close range because of this modifier, and I'd be taking advantage of this buff all the time. That rate of fire was permanently increased with the reload speed as well. And I'd also take advantage of this close range one here of movement speed. So no matter where I killed them from, because I'm proccing this, I would be getting movement speed every single time I got a kill. It was so fun. Now, I wasn't really taking advantage of this one when I was getting the short range buff, but then if I switched it up, if I ran out of that modifier and I was able to activate it again and then got a long range kill, every single enemy then would be at long range, even if they're short range, which means an enemy could run right up to me like you saw in that clip at the start. I can hit him in the head and take advantage of this buff and get 150% headshot damage on him, and I got that 9 mil crit. It was with the build and everything else, of course, but it is insane. But this is how modifiers work. You just got to have a look at them. You've got to have a play round of them. You've just got to equip what you think that you like as an active modifier out of the 3 that we've got. Once you've done that, have a look at the passive modifiers and just see what work together. It's like a different way of, like, I'm going to say, enhancing your builds. It's just like looking at your builds, really, and just seeing what puzzle pieces go in line together that matches your playstyle and what you're trying to achieve. And this setup was real good, and it's the reason why you saw those clips at the start. So as I said at the start of the video, I hope I have persuaded some people to be a little bit more positive about the changes that are coming to the Division 2. I really do think these modifiers are going to be so much fun. I did not want to get off the game today. It's the weekend. I gotta have family time now, and all I want to do is stay on this PTS and play it. I want to hammer it. And so many people watching the stream were just feeling the same. They couldn't believe what they were saying. They're not understanding why they were negative about it. I think people just see nerf and they just automatically go into that defense of what, why are we nerfing? Why are we making us less powerful? We're really not going to be less powerful next season. You've seen. I've proved to you today we are not going to be less powerful next season. If anything, we're going to be much more powerful. It's kind of like they've seen how much fun we're having in Descent, and they want to bring a bit of Descent out and put it into the proper game. It's so much fun. I can't recommend you to just give this a go when the next season drops, because I just think you're going to have so much fun with it. And you know what? The more I think about this, and I'm thinking, I want to make builds. There's so many builds I want to make now. I want to make new builds. I want to make builds around these modifiers. How good would it be if they just did a seasonal character? Why didn't they think about that? Like, imagine if we could have had a seasonal character each season where we could just make brand new builds, brand new loadouts, all that extra inventory space, and it wouldn't affect our main game. We wouldn't have to worry about our current inventory space, our characters, or anything like that. Imagine, guys. Imagine. I think that would have been that would have just been the icing on the cake, in my opinion. But seriously, I love this system. And don't forget, one more thing to finish this off. These seasonal modifiers are per season. Once next season is over, season 3 starts, it starts again. Brand new modifiers, brand new global modifier, brand new passive modifiers, brand new everything. It all changes. The whole game changes, and you get to have new things to experiment with, and I think it's brilliant. Kudos massive. I think you're making some great changes, and guys, I hope you think so too. Make sure you hit like on this video, subscribe for more content from myself. Make sure you check out my description for all of my links and my communities and all that good stuff. Thank you for watching today. Have a great weekend, take care, and until next time, peace out.